So now, if we look at the BBC News website, as mentioned in the Prezi, what's different about their website compared to ours is they just have loads of news just straight on the homepage. So obviously, if we start from the top, you can see the big bright red BBC News masthead, which that's a similar convention that we followed because we've kept a branding identity. We've put us nerfed at the top the same way BBC has put their kind of themselves at the top, and people associate the color red with BBC just the same way that people associate the font that we use for nerfed with nerfed. Now, if we look at how the BBC website is broken down, so as earlier mentioned, they have a lot of information just straight out on the front street, on the front page. Sorry. Um, yeah. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's fine. So yeah, as we can see on the BBC website, every single one of their articles, just the same way ours does, it has a photo, so the audience or the user can visualize the headline they're reading, and they can attach in their memory a photo to it, at least for the more important things, because then down here you've got more articles. These are maybe less important issues, but issues nonetheless because they're being featured on the front page, but they don't have pictures, so maybe these are things that necessarily can't be associated with a picture straight away. Then as we go down, the BBC website has specific, like, they've broken down their front page into different sections. So one here is the general election 2017 section. So they've dedicated a part of their front page to one specific issue, which is something we haven't done. But that's because in gaming there aren't really issues like, or there aren't really captivating stories like elections. There isn't anything comparable in the gaming industry that we could do this to. The only thing that comes to my mind is the gaming expo called E3, where companies go and they release new games. They talk about the new games they're going to release, but that happens all the way in August. So it wouldn't have made sense for us to put something like that on our website months before it happens, because no one hears anything about the new things they're going to release at E3 until weeks before. So now, if we look at the BBC website again, they've got, similar to the way we've got it, they've got tabs at the top which give functionality to the website to help users navigate much more easily on certain issues in the website. So we can look at like politics news, for example. We click on that, so it gives us all the news on politics, and then within politics, there's even more issues it can be broken down into. So here, as you can see, two specific issues which are only temporary are Brexit and the election 2017. So obviously these aren't going to be on the website forever, but they've dedicated a lot of space and a lot of functionality of their website to these big issues. As you can see as well, something we didn't do that the BBC does do is there's different size fonts and different size titles for more important articles, which is something we haven't done. It makes sense for the BBC to do that because obviously they're getting breaking news every few hours. So if we look here, for example, the Prime Minister Theresa May talking about immigration, this is something a lot of people take very seriously, and it's a hot button issue in the 2017 election. So it makes sense for it to be on the front page of the BBC website in a bigger font, especially on the politics section, compared to something about what UKIP want, considering UKIP is a lot smaller in size and has less media significance. So this kind of shows where we almost fell short, because what we didn't do is we didn't actually prioritize different news stories the same way the BBC has. Everything in our website has been given kind of equal importance, but that shouldn't be the case. Instead, it should be that the newer reviews and the newer articles we've written should be given more importance than the older ones, because they're newer, and in the fast changing landscape that we live in, our viewers want things quickly and fast, and they want to be able to read big, easy headlines that they can understand and incorporate into their minds quickly.